Hello, everybody. This is Alan Crone. I'm the CEO of the Crone Law Firm, and this is kind of a weekly update, weekend update on May 1st to discuss just kind of generally what happened this week and what we can look forward to next week uh, relative to COVID-19 and all of our efforts to reopen the economy and uh, fight this virus. I want to talk a little bit kind of what we've been doing here at the Crone Law Firm and how this has affected us, and maybe some of y'all will can identify with this. I've been really proud of our attorneys and staff and other associates that work with us in how well they have adapted to the circumstances very quickly once it became apparent that there would be a safer at home order. I didn't know that's what it was going to be called at the time, but once it looked like that was a possibility, we began to make plans to shift and become remote. And 90% of our folks now are working from home. We have a small skeleton crew here in the office to take care of issues that arise here at the office. But that's worked really well for us, and we have found in doing that a lot of efficiencies that we've been missing and we've implemented, and a lot of things that we were doing well that now we've improved on those as well. We're just trying to be present and here for our clients and trying to keep cases moving and trying to help clients as they find new legal issues to deal with, and making sure that our phones work and we're moving forward. Last Friday, the firm bought dinner for everybody, which was a big shot in the arm for many of them, and I was happy to do that. It was a small token, but it certainly was a sincere one of all the, my thanks to them and the firm's thanks to them for all their hard work. As we look forward to reopening of the economy in Memphis, potentially on May 4th, this Monday, we're going to continue doing what we were doing. We're going to continue our remote access. We will continue to do sanitizing our space here. When we're in the common areas of the firm, we wear face masks, and in the building and in the lobby and going across the street and so forth. If for no other reason than to model that behavior, I think it's very important that people see others doing that. And it's not a matter of weakness that you wear a mask. You're wearing that mask as much for the other person as you are for yourself. Because sitting here right now, I feel fine. But for all I know, I was infected with the virus 2 days ago. I don't want to give anybody this virus. I can't imagine how terrible I would feel if I found out that because I wasn't taking modest precautions, someone else got sick and, God forbid, died, or had to spend two or more weeks on a ventilator in the hospital because I didn't want to wear a mask and look like I was afraid of getting the virus. I'm less afraid of getting it than I am of spreading it. And I hope that's the way everybody thinks about this. Next week is going to be interesting because we, as a society, we can't just take this as, oh, it's over and these restrictions are just inconvenient. We really need to see how all of this works. And we really need to see how well covering our face, sanitizing, staying socially distant while interacting with each other, how that works. Because if that works, and that's a formula, then we can open the economy even more. In Memphis, there are 2 more phases. And the 4th phase, ultimately, in my mind right now, is normalcy, or at least no restrictions. And that's still some time away in the planning, but hopefully it's not as far away as it feels right now. I also want to thank my landlord and all of my creditors. The folks that I do business with have been very generous with me, and I've tried to be generous with you, with my clients, with other folks that I owe, and trying to realize that, again, we're all in this together. Everybody has the same cash issues, And if we all just try to hoard it all and not spend it, then that's going to lock the economy up almost as bad as sheltering at home. So trying to work with people and on going both directions. I say, you know, if people are generous to me upstream, then I've got to be generous with people downstream from me, people that owe me money. If people that I owe are going to be helpful, then I need to make sure that I'm helpful to others. And there's no perfect way to do this. There's all we can do is what we can do. And I just want to thank everybody for that. And I want to thank everybody who is observing social distancing and making sacrifices. It matters. And I think if you look around, it shows. And the next couple of weeks are going to be very, very helpful to see just exactly how, if we continue to flatten this curve, if we continue to give this virus no place to grow. It breeds, feeds, and spreads in groups in direct, close contact with one another. And if we can deny it that, then we can deny it victory. We can deny it our health and keep our health. I know I'm personalizing it, and that to a certain extent that's irrational. But on one level, it really is. I mean, I don't know anything more personal than what has gone on in the last 6 weeks. And this virus is to blame. You can blame any individual that you want, but this virus is to blame. It's the enemy, and there's only one way to fight it, and that is denying it transmission to other people. That's the only way to declare victory in this. Otherwise, if we allow it to transmit to other people and say, well, we've got plenty of hospital space now, it doesn't really matter. No. The only way to victory is to deny it transmission to other people. And we've all got a role to play in that. We've got to make it hard for it to be transmitted to me, and I've got to make it even harder for me to transmit it to you. And if we all do that within the confines of trying to get back to work and trying to get back to no restrictions, then we're going to get there in no time. So I've got all the confidence in the world in you. I've got all the confidence in the world in the people of the state of Tennessee. And I'm looking forward to being back in business with no restrictions very, very, very soon. So I would just want to wish everybody a happy May 1st. For those of you who share the Catholic faith with me, today is the feast of St. Joseph the Worker. And for those of you who aren't Catholic, I hope you'll indulge me this. What I love about this feast day is that it focuses on St. Joseph, who was the foster father of Jesus. And he was the person that the Lord entrusted Mary and her baby Jesus to raise. And St. Joseph, as a carpenter, worked with his hands, worked out of his house most likely. He knows what you're going through. He taught Jesus Christ, the creator of the world, the value and the dignity of work to provide for your family. And that's what this feast day is about, and that's what this day is about. There's nothing more dignified than making your own living. And I have so many clients, that's all they want to do, is make their own living. They don't want anything for free. They want to make their own living, whether they push a broom, push a pencil as an executive, or push a business as an entrepreneur. They just want to make their own way in life. They want to make their own money, and they want the dignity of that. And so that's what we celebrate today as Catholics. And I hope whether you're a Catholic or not, you can celebrate that with me. The dignity of work, the dignity of making your own living. And that's what makes this country so great and has made it so great. And excuse me for getting a little, maybe a little maudlin at that point, but I really believe it's one reason I do what I do is I want to help people work. I want to help people make a living, build a great life. And so many people have helped me do that. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. So again, thank you. Have a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week, bigger and better than ever. And go Tigers.